Alright, y'all, so I am doing letters this morning for my buddy Jason. Shout out to Jason. You gotta stop using these Metro 2 letters, man. It's just too much paperwork. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments. But yes, if you are fixing your own credit, you need to be utilizing the CFPB and the BBB as well. File complaints. Could definitely make a difference on how good of results you get. I honestly hate doing these Metro 2 letters for him. He's my buddy, he's my guy, but he needs to switch it up and get into the factual disputing. But he works a full-time job as well, so it's a lot harder for him to do what I do. Remember, if y'all have any questions, just leave them in the live chat. Surely somebody has a question. Again, I'm trying to get these letters done for my buddy Jason so they can go out tomorrow. Still uses Metro 2. Again, Metro 2 makes everybody's job easier, so that's why so many people use it. Now, he does add consumer laws to the Metro 2, so give him credit for that. That does help. I'll get better results. But it's just so much paperwork. I mean, it's ridiculous, honestly. I tell them all the time, if you're going to use consumer laws, just use consumer laws. Leave the Metro 2 out of it. Leave it out of it completely. Results will be night and day. And I probably won't stay on here long. Just figured I would go live since I'm doing these for him. Again, I probably won't stay on here long unless y'all got some questions for me. But yeah, if you're fixing your own credit, you need to be utilizing the CFPB as well as the BBB. You need to be filing complaints with them. Salute, David. What's going on? Hope all is well this morning. I think this is maybe a little bit earlier than I'm used to going live, but I got a bunch of certified letters to do for my buddy Jason that's also in the credit repair industry, but he works a full-time job, so he doesn't have time to do the mailing, so I do all the mailing for him. But yes, if you're fixing your own credit, you need to utilize the BBB, Better Business Bureau, and the CFPB, as well as the Attorney General's office. You can file complaints with them as well. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. All right. So got those done. Let me put the links in the live chat for y'all. Paying a charge off, then disputing it, put it as paid. Once you pay it, it's going to put it as paid, and it's going to help your debt to income ratio. Let me put these links in the live chat. Some of these pop-ups on my website, I've got to get my guy to remove those. I can't stand pop-ups. All right, so I put the link for a free consultation. The consultation will be with me. If you're ready to sign up for pre-litigation credit repair, I put that information in the live chat too. Now I'm putting my phone number and my email. If y'all have any questions that you don't want to ask on the live chat, feel free to send me a text message or an email. Doesn't matter if you sign up for my services, doesn't matter if you're a client or not. I'm still here to help any way that I can. So paying off the charge-offs also going to look better on your report, but at the end of the day, you still got to understand when banks see that the account charged off, that's what they're looking at more than, oh, well, he eventually paid it off. So the fact that it is a charge off, or even for collections, the fact that it went into collections, they take that stuff seriously whenever they're deciding whether to loan you money or not. That's why I say if you get in with us for the pre-litigation credit repair, I always tell my clients don't pay the charge-offs and don't pay the collections until we're done, because what if we're able to litigate half of that stuff? And what if we're able to get half of the debts waived? That means you don't have to pay those debts. So you'd be rushing to pay that stuff off when we may be able to get it done where you don't even have to pay it back. I'm not saying we can or promising or guaranteeing anything, but there is a good chance that we can get that done for you. And if you pay a $5,000 charge off that we got the debt waived, well, you just lost $5,000. I'm not sure. I need to get that done actually. I need to talk to her and see when she's available. I'm actually gonna copy and paste, see if I can copy and paste your message and send it to her on WhatsApp. You're very welcome. See if we can make this happen for you. So I'm going to change the conversation here a little bit. So I know a lot of you know I've changed my diet, trying to get, just in better health and feel better. But I'm also working back into playing basketball again, which I played last Monday. And I played really, really good the first game, but that was it, which I'm good with that because the time before that I played, it was terrible. So I'm trying to get back into jumping high again. I used to have a 42-inch vertical, used to could dunk. Now this was 20 years ago, but I'm going to try my best to dunk again I'll be 41 next month. So the goal is to be able to dunk before my 42nd birthday. So if I'm able to get in shape good enough with these knees, I don't know. I'm 5'11". I'll definitely have to make a video of me dunking again. Hopefully it happens sooner. May not happen at all, but just wanted to share that with y'all. I'm excited about getting back into basketball. Yeah, it's basketball was my life for a long time, and then you get older, you have to work, you got bills, family, stuff like that. It kind of takes away from it. But I'm supposed to play again tomorrow, and believe it or not, my legs are still sore from playing last Monday. I literally thought I was going to have somebody help me get out of the car when I got home because it's about 20 minutes away from my house. So I'm working on seeing if the lady that my mom's under can go live with me at the same time. And what I'll do is I'll just let her and my mom speak to you uh, whenever you're available, obviously, and well, they're available. I got to find out if she has a YouTube channel or not, because we can go live at the same time through YouTube now. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. If you're fixing your own credit, always file complaints with the CFPB and the BBB, and I mean also the Attorney General's office in your state as well. It can help. It can help increase your chances. It's not some secret like everybody says it is. I mean, they just forward the information over to the bureaus and or creditors, depending on if your complaint is with the credit bureaus or the creditors themselves. So yeah, if you're doing it yourself, utilize them. We no longer use either one of those because we use attorneys. We don't need the CFPB or the BBB. We just need attorneys, and we have them. So it's definitely a different process than your standard credit repair, because with that, you know, the best thing that's going to happen is you're going to get the item deleted. If you sign up with somebody that's doing these illegal credit sweeps, the best you're going to get is the items deleted. But if you sign up with us or another company like us, not saying we're the only ones that do it, the best you're going to get is the maximum amount of deletions, the maximum amount of money in your pocket, and the maximum amount of debts waived, meaning you no longer owe the debts. And what they do whenever they're suing the credit bureaus and or creditors, they'll have that included in the lawsuit that the debt has to be waived as well. Now, you may get less money that way, but if you can get a $5,000 charge off debt waived versus only getting $1,000 cash, me personally, I'm gonna go with the $5,000 charge off, debt be waived. Because if you don't get the debt waived and you get it removed, you still owe the debt. So I know a lot of people say, you know, I got $20,000 worth of debt removed from the credit report. Well, you got it removed from the credit report, but they still owe those debts. It's one of the main things people don't talk about. Just because it was removed from the credit report does not mean you no longer owe it, unless you get it, the debt waived, included in the lawsuit. And I can assure you, we work with the best attorneys, and they get paid from the lawsuits, so they're going to do their best to get you the maximum amount of results and the maximum amount of money. All attorneys are about money. I think we all know that already. I'm probably just going to stand here for a few more minutes. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. We do his. Let's check. Nathan Hayes, Harold Fraser. Could go ahead and do those now. And I'm not ignoring y'all. I am just working on some updates and working on getting the emails out for clients to get those annual reports as well as Innovis. Anybody got any questions? If not, I'm going to hop off of here in just a second. Just got to send these emails. Got to have those annual reports, y'all. No longer do you have to pay for credit monitoring. But again, if y'all have any questions, my number and email address are in the live chat, as well as the link to set up a free consultation. And if you're ready to start with the pre-litigation credit repair, that link is in the live chat as well. We just recently changed our pricing. So the total used to be $1,043. We dropped it all the way down to $547. So we almost cut it in half, and on top of that, you no longer have to spend $40 a month for credit monitoring. So you're saving even more money, potentially another $480, if it takes a year. Because pre-litigation credit repair typically takes 6 to 12 months. The reason there's such a wide gap there is because if we have to litigate these files, the credit bureaus and creditors are definitely going to fight it because they don't want to pay the money. But we will get you paid if they're only going to litigate something that they know they can win. Yeah, it's because the credit monitoring is the main thing. It's hard to keep up with because everything's going through the attorneys. So, and you can't have the credit monitoring. Now, one thing I'm thinking about doing is offering free credit repair to those who don't want to go through the attorneys. But now, keep in mind, if I do offer that, you do have to pay the $40 for the credit monitoring, and we're not going to be able to litigate your file for violations or anything like that. It'll just be standard credit repair, nothing else. So if anybody is interested in that, just let me know. Send me a text message or an email. All you have to pay for is the credit monitoring. That's it. And I'll be the one disputing. You'll have me disputing everything factually on your credit report. All right, so Franklin's done. Let's do. Nothing's going to beat the pre-litigation. Just because you're going to get the best results possible, the most amount of money in your pocket, and the most debts waived. Yes, they will. Sometimes they don't know right away, but after they send in the 2 rounds of disputes, they'll definitely know. But you don't see, that's the thing that people don't understand. Even when they call in for consultations, well, I need to know whether you can help me or not. No credit repair expert, no attorney can tell you whether they can help you or not until they start working on your file, because one, they got to send in the disputes, and they got to see how the credit bureaus and creditors respond to those disputes. Nobody knows firsthand, exactly how they're going to respond to these dispute letters. So nobody can tell you from a consultation, from going over your credit report, whether they can help you or not. They can't tell you until they start actually disputing the information on your credit report. But I can tell you this, if you've ever done a credit sweep, they can't help you. Filed an FTC report that was false, they can't help you. Filed a false police report, they can't help you. In fact, no offense to anybody, but we don't want to help anybody that's done these illegal tactics or somebody has done them on their behalf. Now, if you've done the FTC reports You can call into the bureaus and tell them that you want to remove the last 24 months of disputes from your credit file. Then we can help you. But if that hasn't been done, we can't help at all. You can't go the illegal route and then try to switch to the legal route. It just doesn't work that way. But yeah, this whole, I got to look at your credit report, then I can tell you if I can help you or not, 100% lie. If you don't believe me, ask an attorney. They're going to tell you the same thing. Don't know if we can help you or not until we start sending off disputes, because we got to see how they're going to respond to the disputes, or if they respond at all. That's why on our consultations, all we literally do is tell you what we do. That's it. We're not going to go over your credit report. We're not going to waste time doing all that stuff, because the attorneys are going to go over it too. And the attorneys are going to have a video chat with you to go over your situation, because your situation is different than the person that just signed up before you. That's another thing. Everybody's sending the same exact letters for every single client, and it does not work that way. All right, let's see. Yeah. If it's paid or not paid, it doesn't matter. It can still be removed. Obviously, legally, we can't guarantee to remove anything from your report. And again, that's another thing you can ask an attorney. It's illegal to guarantee results in credit repair. But I can tell you, you have the best chance of getting those items removed working with us than you do working with anybody else. Because again, we're not just going for results and deletions, we're going for money in your pocket and debts waived as well. Just love new late payments. Not really. Yes, if it's as long as it's been discharged or dismissed, any consumers that come to us that are active in their bankruptcy, meaning they're still paying, we cannot legally help you. And an attorney, again, I know I say that a lot, an attorney will tell you the same thing. Nobody can help you while you're in active BK. Ooh, $26,000 charge off removed. See, this is what I mean right here. I know y'all can't see it and I can't show you my screen, but we got a $26,000 charge off removed from Experian, but the score went down 56 points. Now, I can almost guarantee you this client's going to be upset because his score went down so much. That's why I tell y'all, stop focusing on just the score. When we get done with your credit, if it's still in the 5s or 6s, we can build that back up with your score with a trade line. That's simple. But you don't want to add a trade line until your report is perfectly clean or as clean as possible, because you're just wasting money at that point. And now my goal is to get him in with the attorneys, because he's not been in with the attorneys yet. So hopefully he'll get me the full reports that I need, and then we can get him in. because at one point that charge off was actually positive. So I think it had 3.5 years of positive history. So once it's removed, you lose that positive history as well. But again, everybody is so obsessed with the credit score, and I get it. You want it to be as high as possible, but you're going through credit repair. You gotta just take a chill pill, I guess. Let the experts do their job and worry about the score later. Because even if his score jumped up to 800, he's still not going to get approved because of the stuff that's still on his credit report. So the score is not as important as y'all think it is. It is important, don't get me wrong, but those negative accounts need to be removed more than anything. 652. But it's just everybody's created this obsession with their score, like their score is the only thing that matters. I promise you it's not, and it's not even the most important thing. Your credit profile and what's on there is the most important thing. But again, I get it. That's not me judging anybody or downing anybody. I get it. When you don't really understand how it works, all you see is the score because, well, that's mainly what everybody talks about is the score increases and stuff. They don't talk about the report itself. And oh, we got 2 Midlands on there. That's a good one there. Also, y'all keep in mind, these reports can be difficult to get. I had a consumer sign up the other day, and he finally just said, "You're just asking for too much, and it's not worth it to me." And it's like, I mean, that's fine, but we can't help you without those reports, and we can't. So I'm sure he'll go somewhere else and do a credit sweep or something that's super simple, and that's fine. He has every right to do that. Everybody has a right to do it themselves, and everybody has a right to hire whoever they want to work on their credit. So we never pressure anybody to go with our services. We do feel like we're going to give you the best opportunity to get the best results and the most money in your pocket just because we work with attorneys. But hey, it's your money. You can spend it wherever you want to. See, that's the thing. Nobody can give you an answer to that because there's too many factors that go in whether the score goes up or goes down. I've seen bankruptcies come off and the score go down over 100 points. I've seen bankruptcies come off and the score go up almost 200 points. It depends on the rest of your credit profile. I know there's so many people on YouTube saying, for every collection you delete or charge off, it's 15 to 20 points. For every bankruptcy, it's 100 points. That couldn't be further from the truth. It depends. Everybody's credit profile is different. The rest of your report is going to determine whether the score goes up or goes down. Smart credit. And again, I know a lot of my answers are stuff that nobody wants to hear, but I mean, I'm here to tell you the truth and the facts about this stuff, not just what you want to hear. Because if you was on somebody else's live, they'd probably say, "Oh, sign up with us, we'll get it removed in 60, 90 days, and your score is guaranteed to go up 200 points." It's a sales tactic, nothing more. And we don't operate that way. And it's not that these are bad questions, it's just there's no answer for it because your credit file is different than the next person's. 444. No, you're very welcome. Yeah, we'll always spit out facts to you. And my attorney's the same way. When a consumer has a video chat with them, they're not going to lie to anybody. They're like me. They don't want anybody's money that bad, which is a good thing. I'd rather tell people the truth and the facts about how this works and they not like what they hear and them go somewhere else than to lie to them just so they'll send me some money and sign up for my services. I'll never do that. If y'all don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you know every time I go live. I try to go live 1 to 3 times a day. If you can, share this live on your social media, text your friends, whatever. I'd love to get the numbers up and stay on here for a while, but I'm almost done with my updates. So if nobody's asking questions and there's not enough people on here, then I probably will hop off of here. I do got to go out of town today, so I could probably do that a little earlier than I planned on it and get that out of the way. But I'd love to stay on here and answer questions. I'd stay on here all day if we get enough people on here. And remember, when y'all get these annual reports, you must use a computer. You cannot use your phone, you cannot use an iPad, and you cannot use a tablet. TransUnion in particular is going to cut off half the data that we need to dispute those negative items on your credit report. I know it makes it easier, but you have to use a computer. And we have to have those reports if you want the attorneys to work on them. Otherwise, they're not going to touch it. They're not going to use the third-party credit monitoring like Smart Credit, My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, My Score IQ. They're not going to use none of those. Yes, you can save them as a PDF. And the email that I send consumers when they sign up gives you the perfect instructions on how to get them and how to download them and save them as a PDF. It's step by step. And I don't know that I can add it to this video. I don't know if it'll let me copy and paste that in the description of a live or any video, honestly, but I'm about to find out. Because then y'all would have everything you needed from the live stream. Let's see. Let's delete all this. I'm going to try to put this information in here for y'all, but I don't think it's going to format the right way. Let's see. Yeah, don't put the pictures in there. But I'll put it in there anyway. Maybe that's good enough where y'all can understand it. If not, I apologize. Let's save it now so it'll be on here. Yeah, it must be saved as a PDF. Once we have all 4 reports, you'll also sign the agreements with me and my company, and then you'll also sign an agreement for the attorneys. It is a litigation underwriting agreement. So everybody has to sign those before the attorneys will touch it. They review the agreement you signed, they review the reports, and then they'll set up a call, get out the first dispute letter. Typically they only have to send 2, just depending on how they respond back to you. They're going to want to see any responses that you receive, just like we do. So just keep that in mind. Don't throw anything away that you get in the mail from the credit bureaus or creditors. They're going to need that stuff. So the attorneys will let you know every time they need a new report. And I think now that the whole free once a week is over with, I think they went back to once a year. So you may have to pay for the report 1 to 2 times after you get it for free the first time. But at least you're not having to pay $40 for the credit monitoring every single month on top of the aggravation that it can be to get those reports, because they can be hard to get. I'm not going to lie to you. And that's what the one guy was frustrated with. And I mean, I get it to an extent, but at the end of the day, how bad do you want to try to fix your credit? That's how I look at it. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but yeah, how bad do you want to fix your credit? Ooh. Got a foreclosure removed from Experian. Nice. I see we got a foreclosure removed off Experian and the score went up 26 points. You probably would have expected it to go up a lot more. But you just got to remember, this was open 12 years ago. Ray Robinson, good morning. Congrats on getting that BK removed, man. That's awesome. Saw your title. I strongly agree. Yeah, if you're fixing your credit yourself, then yeah, you definitely need to be utilizing the CFPB and the BBB, and also the Attorney General's office as well. Yeah, I know you're excited, man. That's awesome, and I really feel like it's because of what you sent to LCI. I mean, just think about it. You were battling it all this time, and sent a letter to them, and boom, now it's off TransUnion. So, congrats on that. So yeah, if y'all don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share this live everywhere you can share it, and I'll stay on here longer than I planned on. Yeah, I think it was student loans. Yeah, it was probably a combination of everything you've done, man. That, like I said, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's what you want. Appreciate that. Yeah, anytime you can put like case law in the letters, it seems to help a lot too. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. That is really good. So close to 800. That is awesome, man. Yeah, so if I'm just being honest, as far as the legal language goes, that's something that the attorneys taught me. So don't, I'm never gonna take credit for something that I didn't learn myself. So yeah, but again, I work with the best attorneys, so it makes a huge difference. And as like I was saying yesterday on my live, I can spot every violation under the sun, but I can't litigate your file because I'm not an attorney, and that's why we partnered with attorneys because that's what they do. And I'm sorry if I lost y'all a minute ago. Somebody was trying to call. So sometimes when somebody calls, it affects the live stream. Yeah, I've never really been a fan of those, honestly. They definitely work for the score, uh, without a doubt. So I appreciate that. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm reading a letter somebody sent me. I'm trying to think of the other one that boosts your score so good too. Might be credit. It might be Credit Strong. A lot of people like Credit Strong. You have both, yeah. I want to say they have one that goes up to 20,000 or 10,000, or I can't remember. And it's a primary line, so that's what you want. That's a good thing, Mr. Layback. You never have enough attorneys when it comes to fighting these bureaus. So it looks like it actually goes up to $30,000, but that's going to cost you $350 a month. And it's called the Magnum XL. But you can go as low as $30 a month for a $2,000 line of credit with Credit Strong. And I guess Magnum is the name. Yeah, at that point you got to build that credit report up. Oh, do I love mailing letters for other companies? I love it. It's really not that bad. Plus, it pays a little extra money, so. Make sure you buy the forever stamps. Yes. Yes, that's what I use for, what I normally do is I just have them mail me enough stamps each month for their clients. Because again, we don't mail any of our clients letters. The attorneys do all that. Kickoff is 35 a month. Yeah, that's very reasonable. one more to do, and I'll be done. Unless he sends more, but you never know with Jason. Yeah, and a lot of people in this space are so against secured stuff. You don't want secured loans. You don't want secured credit cards. The banks view them the same. They want to see how you can handle money. I don't care if it's secured or unsecured. I'll debate that with anybody. Plus, you got to start somewhere, right? Yeah, I'm debating. Well, my 32 inch takes up so much room already. I'd have to move this big printer, which that won't be no problem. Maybe if I could get another 32 inch screen and just have two screens, I can handle that. Because the 32 is big enough where I can have two windows open at the same time, and it works perfect for me. But no, you're right. That would be, even better. Might even mount the screens on the wall. But I appreciate you stopping in, Ray. I really do. Yeah, secured loans work. I mean, it works. I mean, it works. It does. I know people say, oh, you don't want this, you don't want that, you don't want Credit One Bank, you don't want Capital One Bank. Well, sometimes those are the only options. I mean, you got to go with what you can go with to build your credit up. Sure, it looks better to have a $20,000 Amex on your report, than a $200 Capital One, but not everybody can get that stuff, especially right away. Get you one of these, Ray. If you have a lot of pages, usually more than 3, just swipe over it and it really makes the pages flat, and the envelope won't be all puffy when you close it. All right, y'all, I am going to hop off of here. I may go live again today, I may not. Don't want to make no promises to y'all, but my number, my email is in the live chat. The link for a free consultation is in the live chat, as well as the link if you're ready to sign up for pre-litigation credit repair. But yeah, that's all I got for now, and I hope to see you on the next live.